This is a setup video and just how to do the practice midterm. It says real midterm on here. This is from a previous year. It has some questions from chapters we haven't covered this year because we've done the chapters in a different order. And so in this setup video, I'm going to just review quickly what each of the questions is asking you to do. In places where a clef needs to be drawn, which I would have done by hand before I handed it out to you, we'll do that together. And then I will tell you what questions not to do as well. Okay? So you need to download this and go over this with me and add a few things. All right, so the first thing is it says notate the following note, give two names for number 3 because it's a black keyed note. I also want to point out that this is right here, middle C. So when you name these notes, make sure that you have a letter name and a number name. For instance, if this is middle C, that's C4, then this here is A3. See how that works? So octave is important. That's why it's important to know where middle C is. All right. For these guys right here, we are only going to test you on treble clef notes and bass clef notes. So you need to draw those clefs right there and an F, right? An E above middle C. So you're going to need to know where middle C is. So you write your F like right there, right? But here you're going to need to find an E flat that is above middle C. So you would need to know where middle C was, etc., right? And then an A sharp somewhere on here and a different A sharp, so in a different octave, etc., right? Same thing here, a D flat, a different D flat, a C double sharp with 2 ledger lines. So you're going to have to figure out where that is, and a B flat that's below middle C again. Okay? Here on these guys, and you just draw them above or below the notes that are there. Here it says notate the following scales. And so, you would say, okay, this has got 2 flats, B flat, and E flat. And so when you do that, put the flats just to the left on the same line or space as the notes. Don't put them above. Don't put them on the wrong side. Don't, keep them just to the left on the same horizontal or vertical plane, sorry. So you've got some scales, spot checking your ability to spell the scales, right? Remember, there's harmonic minors, natural minors, and melodic minors. Okay? Page 2. What is the relative major or minor? So if I have C major, what's the relative minor? What's the minor scale or key that has the same key signature as C major? And so on. We have not done this. So you do not do this. That'll come in the weeks ahead, but that's about meter and rhythm values, chapter 2. Okay. Triads and seventh chords. How to change something into something else. A half diminished chord has a what kind of triad and a what kind of seventh. A minor triad and into a diminished triad. To change one into them, when you do what to the what, etc. Okay? And then it says identify the following seventh chords, label the root, and choose major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, half diminished 7, or diminished 7th as appropriate. We're going to draw those right now for you, and you are going to copy them and then identify them. Okay, so we're going to do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will all be all those notes right there and all the notes right there and so on. And you'll have to read 2 clefs. So the first one here will be these notes right here. Okay, so you have to identify what chord that is and label it as major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, half diminished 7, or diminished 7th. I'm just going to write these ones out and you can copy them down to your page as well. So that's on the line right there. Just got a flat with it. And then right there. Okay. Some right here. one right here. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so pause there for a minute, draw those out accurately, and then identify them. All right, third page. It's the table of, if I have a minor chord quality key, minor key chord quality. So on scale degree 1, you know, it has a minor 7th chord, or if it was just a triad, not a 7th chord, just a triad, it would be a minor triad. So it has the table in mixed up order, so you can't just do it by, you know, like just by memory physically of where things were on the table. So make sure that you're looking at the scale degrees. This is leading tone, that's subtonic, and you're telling me what kind of 7th chord this would have on those scale degrees if we were in a minor key. And then if it was just a triad, not 7th chord, just a triad, what would that be? There's some examples right there. Okay, the analysis. So it says here, write the Roman numeral chord, lead sheet, and identify. Okay, so write the Roman numeral chord and the lead sheet version of the chord underneath each of the Roman numerals. Well, what does the lead sheet mean? That means like what you'd see on sheet music. So for instance, I'll do this first one with you and we'll get oriented together. You have to decide what key this is. 4 flats, right? So you have that memorized. That's either going to be A flat major or F minor. Use lowercase for minor, uppercase for major. You have to see what that is. And so maybe you're going to look at the first chord right there or the last chord there, because if we're in the key of F minor, you're going to see lots of F minor chords and lots of C major or C dominant 7 chords, because that's the 1 and the 5. And if you're in the key of A flat major, you're going to see lots of A flat major chords and E flat major or E flat dominant 7 chords, which are the 1s and the 5s. So that's the framework you want to be in. Now, if I were to take a look at these notes here, and remember, you're going to have to include these on all the notes, okay? Then I would identify this note, this note, this note, and this note, and I'd say, what is the likely chord, okay? And then what is the lead sheet name of that? So I'll give you a hypothetical. Let's pretend that I thought I was in the key of C major. I'm not, but let's pretend I was. And I looked at this chord right here and I found it was a GBD and an F. Then I'd say, aha, that is a 5-7 chord on the first line. 5 triad with the 7th. This is the dominant 7th chord, right? That's the Roman numeral, the chord function, okay? But the lead sheet would be G7 right there on the bottom line. So those are the 2 things we're looking for. By the way, this is not the right answer, right? Not the right answer. Example, you are actually in the key of F or the key of A flat, F minor, A flat major. You'll have to figure that out. And you will have different numbers along here, right? So again, all of that right there for that. And then underneath, you give the lead sheet, or the way we would call it when it was not functional in a key. Roman numeral, right? Lead sheet right there. And that's it. Yeah. It is very important, if you can, to play these out. But you can see that, you know, all of this right here is that chord. All of that is that chord, and so on like that. Now, it's a practice test, meaning I'll let you simulate the test however you like. Full on do it like it's a test is great. Okay, and then you can review it with me, and I'll put up I'll do the entire test and make a video of it and put it up on Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon. Okay, and Sunday then you will download another midterm that looks very similar to this, similar kinds of questions and activities, and you'll write that and have it ready for class on Monday in Zoom. All right, so have fun with that, and we will See you in video, and then on Monday in class.